Hey guys, this is Pharaoh 2091 and welcome back to Let's Play Dangan Ronpa. Last time we left off, we began a class trial to determine who actually killed Mikuru Kusawa and trying to solve all the school's mysteries. So, let's continue on. We were talking about the real cause of Mikuru Kusawa's death, and we already know since, what's her name? Said it couldn't possibly be the head wound, and we know it's not the knife wound. It's most likely the scattered wounds. We discussed this with her in a biolab. Mikuru Kusawa's actual cause of death was the numerous wounds scattered all over her body. Nags, come on, man! Did you actually read the Monokuma file? Additionally, there are numerous wounds visible in multiple locations of the deceased body. However, these wounds were not incurred in the last few days, but at some earlier time. See? It's right there! Those wounds didn't happen in the last few days! That means they don't have anything to do with that! And what if the murder itself didn't occur in the last few days? Huh? It had already been some time since her murder when the corpse was discovered. Then the wounds that killed her wouldn't have to be inflicted in the last few days, would they? I don't buy it. She had those wounds before she got here. What? How do you know? Isn't it obvious? She's a super duper high school mercenary, which means she's... You're wrong about that. I've been shot down. I haven't even said anything yet. No, stop. You're killing me. And seriously. Not funny at all. And at least listen to what I have to say before shooting it down. If you go on assuming you're gonna get shot down, why say anything at all? Alright. So she's claiming that they must have come on before her. So, well, we know that's not true because we have a certain piece of evidence that suggests differently. Well, Mikuru Kusawa is a super duper high school mercenary. As a soldier, she's crossed countless battlefields. To put it simply, the wounds covering her body were obviously inflicted on the battlefield. Are you done? Damn it, meow, not even a rebuttal? Did you say meow? You hear that? I said it all cutesy. No worries, dude. There's nothing cute about it. I can't read when things keep twirling at me like that. The wounds covering Mikuru Kusawa's body were not inflicted on any battlefield. A certain document written about her was pretty clear about that. So yeah, the student profile states that there was no bruises or anything on her, so I think that explains it, right? Easy as that. Man, that really hurt my eyes when that thing just kept twirling. I was trying to read it and I couldn't focus. I'm like, no, stop it. So yeah. You know, this game, if you just, purposely just let the thing keep going and you read what Nagi says at the end, it really does help out in terms of, what we can do. And like what we need to do in order to get things going. No, Mikuru Kusawa was never injured in battle. It says as much here in this file, which I found in the headmaster's office. Despite having walked numerous battlefields as a member of Fenrir, not a single wound or scar was found on her body during the medical examination upon enrollment. It's actually kind of refreshing being so thoroughly refuted. Could this be the result of my White Knight's training? Anyway, the wounds covering Mikuru Kusawa's body were inflicted after she entered the academy. In which case, isn't it possible that they could be the cause of death? Actually, that's the only conceivable possibility. As far as I can tell, the wounds on her stomach and head were inflicted post-mortem. If there aren't any possibilities, then it has to be that the cause of Mikuru Kusawa's death was from the wounds covering her body. But what exactly are all those? That's the issue that we're having right now. But if all those wounds were what killed her, the murder itself seriously didn't occur in the last few days either? Yes, exactly. When we discovered her corpse in the garden, she had already been dead for some time. In that case, how do you explain what happened the night before? Oh yeah. You said the night before before you discovered the corpse, you were attacked by someone wearing a mask. If Mikuru Kusawa was murdered before that happened, she obviously couldn't be the one who attacked you. Who then was the masked attacker? There's only one person who could have worn that mask and attacked me that night. Not the headmaster, because we knew that they're dead. Not Mikuru, because we know she's dead. So of course, it must be the pub master. The masked figure was the puppet master. Since Makuro Kasaba was wearing the same mask when we found her body in the garden, I assumed she was the one who attacked me too. But that wasn't the case. The masked figure wasn't Makuro Kasaba. It was the puppet master. And Monokuma's laughing. What are you laughing about? I'm getting tired of sitting around and listening, so I think I'll get in on the action too. First things first, a question for you, Nengi. All this about me being the one who attacked you is just conjecture, is it not? There's no way you can know who it was, with their face hidden behind a mask like that. I say it was Makuro Kasaba. That's what I think. Oop, boop, boop. Do you have any evidence that could convince me otherwise? There's absolutely no chance it was Makuro Kasaba who attacked me, even if I couldn't see the face behind the mask. But by comparing what I could see that night to what I know about Makuro Kasaba, about members of Fenrir, yep, I think you all know where this is going. The answer is obvious. Okay. This, well, I think you all know already what it's going to be, but... Oh, only one thing to go off? Okay. You couldn't see her face, so you can't know who it really was. I say it was Makuro Kasaba. Even not knowing what he looked like, it should be obvious, looking at one Makuro Kasaba's other distinguishing features. And what might these other distinguishing features be? Oops, sorry, I pressed something on here. Her right hand? Her left hand? Her right leg? Her left leg? Or maybe on her hips? Okay. Makuro Kasaba's most distinguishing feature, the mark on her, of the Fenrir Mercenary Corps, is somewhere on her body. So, yeah. We have to convert. I just gotta find the thing. I think it's right coming up here. Actually, no, it should be... Here we go. We convert the name, her name, and we gotta place it where the distinguishing feature's at. We know that the feature, the tattoo, is on her right hand. So, let's get rid of that. Boom. There you go. And obviously, when we see that little, like, you know, image of Negi in bed and the attacker trying to kill him, the right hand is perfectly visible. But there's no tattoo there. There was a tattoo on Makuro Kasaba's right hand, the symbol of Fenrir, a wolf tattoo. But the masked figure who attacked me didn't have it. Had no such tattoo. So it's not possible that she was my attacker. Well, alright. I guess it wasn't Makuro Kasaba. But still, that doesn't mean I'm the only one left. It could have been someone else. Hagakiri, Fukawa, Asahina, and I all have solid alibis for that night. We were in the gym ripping you apart all night long, so it couldn't have been us, dude. Alright, so maybe it wasn't the four of you. Well, what about Kirigiri? She could have done it, couldn't she? Oh, you're not denying it. Did I hit the nail on the head? Okay, fine. I'll show you. Huh? Show me what? Proof that it wasn't me who attacked Negi, of course. Having said that, Kirigiri... Oh yeah, here we go. Well, now we get to figure out what's behind her hands, or gloves. And yeah, I think you guys can take a little glimpse of that. Removed her glove. Your hand! My heart skipped a beat. Her hand was covered in burn scars. Grotesque burns, aren't they? I got these burns when I was still an amateur, when I had just started work as a detective. Those are the marks he didn't want others to see? If it means helping unveil the puppet master's identity, I don't particularly mind. Having said that, she clenched her teeth and slid her hand back into the glove. God. Those scars should be sufficient evidence. Yeah, because the person definitely wasn't scarred. The person who attacked you, Negi, didn't have an injury like mine, did he? No, you're right. I didn't see any burn scars. And that settles it. The masked figure who attacked Nagi was undoubtedly the puppet master. Boop, boop, boop. This sucks. Not only did my secret get out, but I was forced to see Kitty get these nasty scars. Ah, my bad, slipped a tongue. Did I hurt your feelings? Say whatever you want. It doesn't bother me. You saying everything's cool as long as you have me cornered? Now, don't get ahead of yourself. I mean, you guys haven't figured anything out about Mikuro Kusaba's murder yet. All we know right now is that she was killed a while ago. Well, that aside, we're totally in the dark, dude. It's safe to assume that she wasn't already dead at the time we were locked up in here, right? Boop, boop, boop. You needn't worry about that. She was, without a doubt, murdered after the commencement of the Academic Coliseum. Which means her murder occurred in secret, without any of us knowing about it. Plus, there's a bunch of time between us and her being killed and us finding her, yeah? Where was the body all that time? Was it in the garden? It was left in that place for that long, it would have started rotting, just like you. Then, was it preserved somewhere? But is there really anywhere you can not only hide a body, but preserve one too? Oh yeah, there's only one place I can think of one here where the body could have been hidden. And quite easily, that's the biolab, because it's kind of converted into a morgue. Mikuro Kusaba's body was hidden in a biolab. The biolab? On the 5th floor? That lab is being used as a morgue. You can hide a body there no problem, and preserving it is simple too. So you're saying the body was transported from the lab to the garden? Correct, and there's a reason I think the body's been moved too. The corpse was probably moved from the biolab and into the garden. This is the evidence suggesting that is an item I know that made the move. And now we can actually say that, yeah, the vinyl sheet. I mean, if it's from the biolab, I mean, and we found it in the shed, it's like, okay, they can easily use that to transport a body. The reason I believe the corpse was moved from the biolab to the garden is the vinyl sheet we found in the garden. When I was reinvestigating it, I noticed something. There's a small stamp in the corner of the sheet. Ah, it says biology lab. I'm surprised you noticed something so tiny. It seems something good has come from your narrow-mindedness, Nagi. Anyway, it means that the sheet was originally in the lab. I also found a stack of the same vinyl sheets in the biolab. When the culprit transported the body, he must have wrapped it in the sheet first. And just like that, it sat through the sprinklers, after which the culprit draped it in the lab coat. It all fits together so perfectly. Yeah, well, that's just like, your opinion. Do you have any proof that the body was wrapped in a vinyl sheet and moved? I have no proof. I was just sharing my line of reasoning. Yet, despite that, you're acting unusually defensive. Defensive? I understand. It must be pretty nerve-wracking whenever our conversation turns toward a biolab. After all, that's where the key to uncovering your identity is hidden, isn't it? The key to uncovering a puppet master's identity? There's a contradiction in that biolab. An enormous, impossible to ignore contradiction. A contradiction in the biolab? Is she talking about... I can't hear you! I can't hear you! A childish defense. We'll just ignore you and keep moving. Alright, now that we're back on track, could the contradiction Kitty said was in the biolab? Oh, hey, Nagi, what do you think about that one thing? What do you mean, that one thing? Boop, boop, boop. Of course I'm talking about your family, Nagi. What? No, he's doing this on purpose to throw us off track. Boop, boop, boop. I'm sure you didn't forget about the video message they left you. Don't do this to us. What was that all about? You think they're all right? Why would you bring it up now? Your mother, your father, your sister, whatever could have happened to your family, Nagi? Wouldn't it be tragic if something happened to them? Stop playing games! Calm down, Nagi. He's just trying to get under your skin. Right, yeah. I need to relax. I can't let him get to me. He's just interfering with us because he doesn't want us to talk about the contradiction in the biolab. So if I want to make him shut up, I've got to find that contradiction and throw it in his face. If I'm correct, that contradiction isn't something that doesn't add up correctly. And I think we all know what it is. Oh, we have a machine gun talk battle. Okay. Alrighty, let's just get this over with. Oop. Man, there's a lot here going on here. I'm reload. So yeah, I know I mentioned the oh wow, I know I mentioned the background to this phase before, and it is, you know, I was gonna say it reminds me of a Rubik's Cube a little bit. I don't know, but like I said before, I really wish like they kind of changed up the beat a little bit. But once again, something like this wasn't even necessary in the game, but they put it in there because, you know, hey, why not? Oh, okay, that was easy. And we gotta switch the thing. The storage lights are the contradiction. Because you guys remember, well, we found 9 storage lights that were on. Let's do some math here real quick. 9 lights are on, so saying that 9 people are dead. There's 6 of us right here, and that's 15. But you kept saying there's 16 people. So there should be, well, we'll keep going on here. The contradiction of biolabs, the storage containers, lights. Ooh! What are you saying? What's wrong with those lights? I've mentioned this already, but the biolab is being used as a morgue. The refrigerated storage units in that room contain a body of all your victims. And when a unit is in use, the light on its panel turns blue. In other words, each of the units with a blue light contain a corpse. However, including the container Makuro Kasaba's body was stored in, there was a total of 9 lights lit. What does that mean? Chew it all real nice and spoon-feed it to me. 9 is not the right number of lights. In reality, there should actually be, after doing some math, there should be 10. Because if there's 9 people dead, or 9 lights on, signifying 9 victims, you got the 6 of us here, that's 15, but Monokuma keeps saying there's 16 students. So what about the extra 1? There should be, but in all actuality, there should be 10 people who are dead. Given what we know, 10 lights should be lit. That's the only number that makes sense. Why wouldn't 9 make sense? Think back on who we've lost so far. I'm sure you'll see why. Yes, the answer lies in everyone we've lost. Mizono was the first victim. Inoshina was the second. Kawada was the third. Fujisaki was the fourth. Iwata was the 5th. Ishimaru and Yamato are 6th and 7th. And we got Salazu was the 8th. And Sakura was the 9th. But we also say that the 10th should be Makuro Ikusaba. Wait, there are 10 in all. Exactly. Given what we know, there should be a total of 10 victims. However, there are only 9 bodies being stored in the biolab. Where the bodies disappeared? I've got it. The Puppet Master disposed of one of the bodies to get rid of the evidence. If he were going to do that, he would have gotten rid of the body connected to the case, Makuro Ikusaba's. But her corpse is still there. So, whose body's missing? Actually, there isn't a missing body at all. If nothing's missing, then why don't the numbers match up? Including Monokuma's executions, 10 murders have taken place. However, there were only 9 victims. That's why. That doesn't make any sense. How could there be less victims than the people who were killed? 10 murders took place, but only 9 people fell victim. Why? What could have caused that to happen? Well, to put it simply, not that there was only 9 murders, and not that only 1 body was disposed of. The only thing that kind of makes sense is that the same person was killed twice. What if the same person was murdered twice? Huh? Murdered twice? Of the 10 deaths that have occurred, one of those was the murder of someone who had already killed once already. Someone was already dead, got killed again? If that's the case, then there would be only 9 victims despite that only have been 10 murders. Well, yeah, sure, but that's quite probable. In fact, that's exactly what happened. As long as you not only know that, but also who was killed the second time. Of course, it was Mikuru Ikusaba. In other words, before she was being killed as Mikuru Ikusaba, she was killed as someone else. And that explains why. Before we found her body in the garden, it was being stored in the biolab. No, that couldn't be. There's no way Mikuru Ikusaba was killed as someone else. Anyway, who is this someone else? Her cause of death should tell you everything you need to know. That won't tell you nothing. After all, it's just your crazy fantasy, kitty kitty. Oh, no. We're not going to start this investigation or this debate just yet, because I'm going to make that in the next episode. Because I really think in the next episode, I'm thinking, at least, I'm not sure how long it's going to take, but that's where things are going to go woo, and you guys are going to say what, and it's going to be amazing. So, as usual, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time for Let's Play Dangan Ronpa. I'll see you guys later.